Internationally renowned referee, Mr. Derek Hickey, with his first assignment here in Cage Warriors.
We're ready.
He will get this one underway. 3 5-minute rounds if they need them in the Cage Warriors or welterweight division. Josh Onwordi in the white, Joe Ambler in the red. Heavy leg kick early from Onwordi. Both these guys pack a punch and a kick.
Onwordi closes the distance. Beautiful takedown, straight into the half guard. And it's a frantic start for Onwordi, coming out super aggressive. You've got to think he's going to look to drop some heavy strikes here. Ambler doing a nice job of getting that right knee on the inside to try and frame. He's trying to get into a deep half position now to try and initiate a sweep. And Onwordi does exactly what you should be doing, which is that right arm cross-facing, pressure into the upper body. And look how he's shutting down the upper body now. And the legs are really open here. And think Onwordi might look to pass that left leg over the knee line or the leg line into the mount position potentially here. There's not much in terms of a half guard or three-quarter guard going on at the moment underneath. I think Onwordi's going to try and take the mount, and he does, and he actually passes over the arm and into a guillotine position here. He decides not to try and lock it off. Now he tries to take it, but I'd say it's a little bit late now. The hands can't be connected, and it's Ambler who's looking to try and counter-grapple the top position.
We saw Michael Charmy get that guillotine choke on Joe Ambler, so he's not going to be looking to get caught twice.
Yeah, but there's no cage. A nice reversal here to take top position for Onwordi, but an attempt to wrestle up underneath. There's not a lot of commitment on that front headlock stuff from Onwordi. This is a little bit more insistent. The hands are connected here. It doesn't look like the forearm's nicely underneath the neck. And again, Ambler looks to try and grab that cage. Take top position with this single. Got a half Kimura trap here now for Onwordi. And he uses it to reverse again, but he can't quite keep Ambler on his back. Ambler insistent on this single leg. I would look to potentially switch from here to a back position. And he takes some damage from Onwordi.
Nice elbow from Onwordi.
You know, he's not really doing much with this single leg. And look to try and switch, pop the head out, take the back here, because right now he's just taking damage. And it's quite a bit of damage.
Referee taking a close look.
Ambler not being deterred at all by these elbows.
Remember, folks, the 12-6 elbow now perfectly legal with the recent revisions to the unified rules.
And now he's thinking about coming around to the back. And again, Kimura trap here. And the back position really does kill that Kimura trap more effectively than trying to hold on from this single leg. I think he took a lot of unnecessary damage holding on to that. He's still insistent on this takedown, but the position just isn't there. He's almost a sitting duck as Onwordi now tries to potentially tie something up with this front headlock position. He could switch to a DOS or an anaconda here. He's trying to fish through for an arm-out guillotine. He might start to put some pressure on the neck, maybe being softened up after those elbows. And instead now he switches back, and it's Onwordi who's now driving forward, trying to get the takedown.
Mentioned briefly, of course, the 12-6 elbow now being legal. The other big change to come in is obviously the definition of a grounded fighter, and you cannot just be putting your hands on the mat anymore. Fighters should be considered grounded and may not be legally kicked or knee to the head when any part of their body other than their hands or feet is in contact with the canvas, is the amended rule.
And we're seeing the exact same position again. Single leg here, that half a Kimura trap, which is just getting a nice connection of Onwordi's arms. To, you know, it gives you some manipulation, some control over the body. That's what I was talking about. Use that positioning to come out the back door and try and take the back position. And look how that's forced Onwordi to try and react to that. And he hasn't been able to take advantage, but in my opinion, it's much more useful than just sitting on that single leg and eating elbows.
Another 10 seconds, and Joe Ambler throwing a couple of Hail Marys there at the end of this first round.
Ready?
Of everything
Ready?
he's earned.
Let's go.
And looking to follow in his footsteps. A lot of the guys on this card tonight. Joe Ambler opening up with a couple of head kick attempts. Mixing it up, throws a right hand. Onwordi going to be careful now.
Ambler coming out far more aggressive in this second round.
This is why Mick Lajewski was able to catch Onwordi, backing him up onto the cage.
Perhaps feeling like he's weathered the early storm from Onwordi, but he's got to be careful. Onwordi still holds that power.
Onwordi is an absolute tank. The guy is built, and Ambler maybe, as you say, Dan, thinking that he's going to be getting tired, he's going to be slowing down, those arms will be a bit heavier the longer this one goes on.
Ambler taking a bit of an advantage of the difference in stature and reach. You can see how much more distance Onwordi has to close before he's able to land any of those strikes.
Yeah, Ambler 6'1", Onwordi 5'9", so
significant reach advantage for Ambler. There's a shot from Onwordi. Not much commitment, but he's in a pretty strong overhand the body lock position. Expect to see him drop down if he wants this takedown, drop down and switch into a single or double leg.
Jack Mason and Craig Edwards of BKK fighters in the corner of Onwordi.
And there's the switch to the takedown, and a little bit slow and labored there, but still holding so much power through that body. He just picks Ambler up and returns him to the mat, and now he's in a great position on top, inside control. As he creates the space to drop the elbow, it gives Ambler the opportunity to get back onto a turtle position and work himself back to the feet.
Don't grab the cage.
And he slips off there as he tries to drag him down to the mat, and the position is completely reversed.
Well, let's see what Ambler can do with the back here. Is he going to look for that takedown? Nice knee up the right-hand side from Joe Ambler.
Josh, let your hands out of the cage.
Onwordi with that right arm bringing it back through. It looks like he's going to be able to turn back in, and again position reversed, and it's Onwordi who's back on the back now. And again we're in the same position we saw for minutes at a time in the first round, which is the single leg position for Ambler and the Kimura trap on the right arm of Ambler from Onwordi. He used this on multiple occasions in the first half to hit an attempted reversal, and now he's just using it to create a frame and a bit of balance through the body. He switches to front headlock position. Is he going to try and utilize something in the front headlock here? The hands are connected. I feel like the arms are just a little bit too short to shoot through for an anaconda choke. But I mean, he's in a position. If the arm comes across, he can shoot the arm through a little bit more, and it does look like he's using his left forearm to try and bring Ambler's right arm across the body so he can lock off that anaconda. I think it will be safer for him if he can get the hands connected, but I do think he's going to struggle with that. The arms just aren't long enough, and it's hard enough as it is with the gloves. Transitions round to the back, and now he starts to do some damage. Front headlock position again.
Ambler is down here with that knee on the mat.
Now this is a nicer front headlock position. He uses it to roll him over here, and he's talking through the neck to try and force him onto the back, and he can shoot the arm through here and go for a DOS. He opts instead to try and sit back for a Peruvian necktie. He sits back for a Peruvian necktie. He makes the classic mistake of just sitting a little bit too straight backwards instead of sitting to the side, and ends up sitting inside, basically falling off the top into guard position. He's only going to have 30 seconds to deal with it here, but it is not ideal. And in a round where a lot's happened but not a lot of damage has happened, there is an opportunity for Ambler to put a little bit of an exclamation point at the end of this round with some heavy ground and pound from guard. into half guard now, dropping big elbows.
Ambler on the back here. Onwordi scrambling back to his feet. Can he land another knee? No, time is up.
Ready? Ready? Last round. Let's go.
Slip there from Ambler, and Onwordi all over him, making him pay for that mistake. Big pickup and a takedown.
Still so much power from Onwordi. And immediately you can see, what I quite like from Ambler in all of the exchanges on the ground is he's immediately trying to get up. As soon as Onwordi gets the top position, you can see that right arm underhooks through there. He's looking to try and use the half guard position to wrestle back up. Now he's firmly on his back. He's trying to get some inside position from the butterfly guard. He's looking to try and create space. He's trying to sweep here. It's going to be very, very difficult at this stage to use something like a shoulder crunch. But he's very active off of his back, and we've seen it on multiple occasions. If given the opportunity, he'll try and get to his knees. There you go, to his knees, and he'll use this to stand back up. And we've seen Onwordi fall off as he's tried to drag him down to the mat a couple of times, and this time he looks to actually try and take the back. He gets both hooks in here. This is a nice position. Ambler doing everything right, trying to shrug him off the top here.
Yeah, Mark Diakese in the corner of Joe Ambler, just calling for that stand-up and wanting him to shake his man off, but Onwordi doing a very good job of keeping the back here. Can Ambler turn into him now, though?
Yep, he's turned in here as Onwordi removed one of those hooks, and it allowed him to use Ambler to use the fence to escape the position. We're back into this position we've seen so many times. Single leg versus Kimura position, half Kimura position, big elbows.
And this is what Onwordi needs to do. He needs to land these strikes when he can.
And this is what I was talking about in the first round. Use this single leg as he commits to the Kimura to come round to the back position. This is what I wanted to see in the first round. And now he does it without taking a fraction of the elbows and the damage that he did. And a great position to throw some knees here and just to hassle and try and bully Onwordi a little bit. He drops back down for a single, immediately into the Kimura trap, and then he thinks twice and he goes front headlock. This is what we see, a combination of these two things in all of these clinch positions from Onwordi, the combination of the single leg and the Kimura and the front headlock position from when he's more of a square on double leg or square on single leg position. And he's trying to fish through to get an arm out guillotine here. The problem with this position, he can't really put much hips into it because his back's against the fence. So you can see he's trying to move off of the fence here so he can really start to actually use his body to put some pressure through the neck here. Right now, he's sort of just holding him. It's not a particularly active position. And you could argue that you take away the ability to use those arms to defend in other ways. Again, you can see that right arm comes out and he tries to fish in for an arm out guillotine.
Jack Mason telling Josh Onwordi to threaten with the choke at least.
He switches back into the Kimura position we've seen him use so many times. He tries to hit the reversal we saw a couple of times in the first round. Heavy sprawl there, nicely done. He tries to switch back to a front headlock position, but the forward pressure of Ambler is just keeping his back against the fence the entire time. It's not allowing him to do anything with the front headlock. Switches back to the Kimura grip again. Is Ambler going to hold on to the single leg and try and switch to the back?
It's obviously much easier said than done, but does Ambler maybe want to consider letting go of this position and throwing hands here towards the end?
I think he should let go of the single leg position because we just haven't seen him. We haven't really seen him use the single leg effectively. I say as he uses the single leg effectively for the first time to take top position. But even now, you can see how he's able to counter against it and potentially lose a really bad position here. Onwordi on the back now. And Ambler's put so much energy into fighting for this takedown throughout this round. And he's put a lot of energy into this fight in general. Second hook comes in and he's on the back here and 35 seconds to go. Onwordi switches to locking off just on a single leg, and this can be quite a nice position because you get those legs together, you can get some pressure through the hips. I think Ambler's going to be able to turn into him with that lack of control. As Onwordi tries to strike on the body, is Onwordi going to try and set up some kind of... He's trying to set up a twister. He's got 10 seconds left. It's not going to be enough time, but he's thrown in a Peruvian necktie. He's trying to get a twister right at the end of the fight here. You've got to hand it to him.
Yeah, 10 on 10 for effort there from Onwordi. Can he land a couple more big shots? Oh, caught him with a few big right hands there towards the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored this contest 30-27 in favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision. In the red corner, Joshua Onwordi.